I'm not afraid to admit that the only reason I started going to the gym in the first place, at least in the very beginning, was because I wanted to look good. I wanted to look attractive to girls, and I thought having a body like the Hollywood movie stars would be the fastest way to get there. Of course, many years later, I know better and I've come to appreciate a lot of other things, but let's not forget one of the main reasons we start out. So in this video, we're going to go into the 7 secrets to really make your physique pop. Let's get into it. You have seen these visual illusions, right? Where you have 2 parallel lines and one of them has these 2 arrows going inward and the other one has the 2 lines going outward. The same length line, but one of them looks longer just because of the way it's framed, just because of the way other things are situated in relation to it. So it's like an optical illusion. Did you know that the same thing could happen with your body? Despite the absolute size or whatever your body actual size and length is, you can cause an optical illusion to make your body extremely aesthetic. That's what we're going to get into, and it all boils down to a single word: proportion. It's really about building a proportionate body where the upper half of your upper body is wide, your hip is narrow so you have that V taper, and your legs are sufficiently developed so you look like a whole package rather than a top heavy fraction. So here's the first tip, and that is to fix your posture. This is one of those things that if you do it, you will almost instantly make your body more attractive by revealing a more proportionate body. Imagine if I'm like this. Not only does it look very anxious and unconfident, it's just going to negate any proportion that I could have because my shoulders are narrowed down. Now the problem is most of modern society requires people to sit down and work in front of a computer. We develop this posture. Pretty much, I think 99% of us have this posture. Every gym is about pushing and it's internal shoulder rotation. But in order to fix your posture, you need to open up your shoulder blades, almost sit them down, and that's going to accentuate your shoulder width, which will improve your proportion. You want to get strong in these 2 exercises. It's the overhead press and the pull-up. If I could do only 2 exercises in the gym, it would be these 2. For the legs, I can do running, sprinting, jumps, pistol squats. I can do a lot of things with the body weight. But when it comes to the gym, the king exercise is the overhead press, because your shoulders are really what make your physique stand out. And if you have done an overhead press, you will know that your core gets engaged like crazy. Your abs, your obliques, your glutes, your legs, your upper back, your lower back, your upper chest, everything gets engaged. It is the most functional exercise as well. I've seen professional Chinese bodybuilders say he doesn't even train the bench press because it's not very healthy on his shoulder joints, because again, it's more locked in. This is naturally a more open movement on your shoulder joint, again better for your posture, and it is just going to make your upper body look absolutely insane. It also targets the upper chest, which is what's lacking in most guys that just focus on the flat bench press. The pull-up, need I even talk about the pull-up? If you cannot do a single pull-up yet, your priority should be to build up to doing pull-ups. Is what's going to give you not only a V-tapered back, but a thick back. If you start adding weight to your pull-up, then you almost need no other back exercise. If you get strong on these exercises, start lifting heavier and heavier in these 2 compound movements, that's what's going to really make your physique pop. Try it. Next, do some sports like cardio or football or jiu-jitsu or boxing or fencing or swimming. And the reason I say this is you see these bodybuilding guys walk around the street. I saw one today, he was wearing this white shirt. He just come back from work. I don't want to make fun of him, but I could just tell what exercises he does. He just does way too many lat pull downs. From the side, his body's really thin. He just has this kind of bodybuilding aesthetic. You do what you want. In my opinion, that's not the most aesthetic way to build your body. You gotta look good from every angle. If you just do bodybuilding style training in the gym, your body looks like that guy that just hits the gym all the time. I'm not sure if you've met these guys as well. Like, you do sports with them, you grapple with them, or you play football with them, and their coordination's all off, and it's almost like, what was all that training for, bro? Like, you did all this thing to get strong, but you're not actually strong because you're doing just high rep training. You're always injured and you struggle to carry your grandma's groceries. What is going on? What is the point? On the contrary, you have builders, movers, farmers that have these like big forearms, athletes like Ronaldo or Phelps or whoever. You look at them and it's not that their body is shaped exactly proportionate like a Greek god, but their body screams functionality, athleticism, and real usefulness and excellence in a certain field of human endeavor. There's something sexy about that. There's something aesthetic about that. You know what girls talk about as well? You know, like the traditionally good-looking guy, and then there's like the ugly good-looking guy, like Vincent Cassel, the French actor. You look at his face, you're like, something wrong with it, but it's like super hot to the girls because there's something weird. I think there's a science behind this as well. It's like you don't want almost a perfect bodybuilding body. You want like almost perfect with an imperfection, with like a weird tweak. Like Julia Roberts, her mouth is just a little bit too big. Angelina Jolie's mouth is just a little bit too big. It's just these little imperfections that almost make you stand out. And for us in the bodybuilding realm, it's like if you just have that perfect bodybuilder look, it's just, I hope you know what I mean. It's a very subtle point, but this is why I actually think, you know, if you train some kind of cardio, some kind of actual sport, then it's going to actually supercharge your aesthetics. This is like a deep secret. Well, a lot of you do cardio and other sports anyway, so maybe you're doing it already. Next, forearms, neck, and vascularity, i.e. veins. They could be their own point, but I've kind of bashed them together because when you're starting out in the gym, you're not going to be really focusing on forearms and your neck and your traps because it's more for late, intermediate, advanced guys, right? So even now I'm starting to do some neck training. I've done some forearm training because those are my weak points in my body, but because they're the advanced muscles, if they are developed, you kind of stand out from the rest. It's also a very visible part of your body because a lot of the time your sleeves are rolled. Same with your neck. Thick neck really just pops your entire physique, makes you look more dominant and masculine. And the veins popping in your hands, your forearms, your bicep, veins are what actually makes the muscle look really developed. I've seen these cartoons where like these super saiyans, they show all these veins because that's a sign of like real health. So you want to develop good vascularity as well, and the main way to do that is get to a low body fat percentage, which is the next point. You want to just get so lean, there's not much belly fat all around your love handle area, there's not much fat. You want to really focus on getting lean, because if you're not lean, it's very hard to look aesthetic because all the muscles are not separated, all the muscles don't look as defined, all the curvature, all the lines that reveal the proportion will be hidden under the fat. Next, you want to look at your body almost like a sculptor because you have genetics, you have certain strengths and weaknesses. There'll be certain areas that you focused on a lot in the gym. Other parts will be not as developed, like my forearms, my neck. These are areas that I haven't trained as much. In this case, you want to look at your body almost like a sculptor and be like, okay, these are the parts that are missing. Maybe I should put a little bit of attention on this. But of course, if you're a beginner, focus on the biggest muscles. Don't try to just do all these like trap exercises and stuff. If you're just starting out, get the fundamentals first. Finally, the final tip is everything that surrounds, right? So you're building this body according to all these tips I've given you, but you need to know how to wear the right clothes that really frame on your body, that really accentuate your best features. Wearing a t-shirt that's not too tight, that makes your shoulders look small like this, but if the seam is kind of a bit lower on your shoulder, it makes your shoulders look wider. A bit loose, not too tight like you're trying to show off. Maybe getting the right haircut so that your face fat isn't accentuated. And body language, eye contact. Need to mention all these things. It's a video about the body, but your body is like a vessel. It's like how you carry your body. If you have a relaxed, confident, laid back body language, for some reason your body's just gonna look more aesthetic than it is. If you look confident, if you're smiling, if you're chilled, if you're enjoying life, if you're passionate, everything's gonna look better. Your clothes is gonna look better, your face is gonna look better, your body's gonna look better. And this is the real secret. I hope these tips helped you. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have other things that you want me to go into. See you in the next video.